So let's begin animating. We're all set up now. We're ready to have this guy start attacking. I'm also just going to hit Control R and put just like a permanent ruler down in case I ever need to remember where his feet are. So what would be a good sort of floor level? Let's say about there. And cool, let's do this. So what I'll probably do is I'll start with the hand. So I'm just going to switch back to my arrow tool and find my right hand up. Oops, here we go, hand. And in fact, we'll start with the upper. So basically what we'll do is we're going to have his hand essentially like sort of recoil up and throw the paper. So we really should have set up an idle position first, but let's say actually this is our idle. So let's add a keyframe for the start, and then over a few seconds we're going to have him pull back. A bit of anticipation, and all I've done is I've just pressed R for rotation, or you can use these little drop downs. You go to your transform and find your rotation, and then what you want to do is turn on the stopwatch. And when you turn on the stopwatch, you'll notice that a tiny little blue dot will appear. Essentially what that says is that 00 seconds, be it these degrees, or 40 degrees. Cool. And then I'm just going to go forward in time, and I'm going to say like half a second. Wait a second, what's my frames per second? I should set this up. Let's go 24 frames per second. So at half a second, let's wind the arm up, and then we'll hold it there for a little bit, and we're just gonna put our base keyframes down for now and see how they sort of feel. And we're just gonna fling that arm straight back down. Cool, so there we go, that's a nice little start. But as we go in, let's also add a little bit to our other limbs. So the arms, essentially, it's mostly just going to use rotation, really. So it's like have it slowly like rotating out as it's pulling it back. Because we've rotated it out, before the action, I'm just going to add another keyframe, and as it flings down, I almost want it to snap even straighter, so like the arm's really going to sort of snap straighter like that. I do need to move the layer order which my paper appears, but I don't actually need to worry about that too much just yet. I'll do that in a sec. Cool, so that's sort of coming down. I'm going to just rotate this arm a bit further back as it sort of approaches the top. Cool, in fact, these last ones are probably a bit quick. Let's add a little bit more on those. I do want to see it come down. What we'll do as well, you know what, yeah, let's add it now while we're working on it. This second one here, let's add a bit of motion blur to it too. Now you know what, we didn't even see it, but I'm going to take that off actually. Cool, alright, that's the arm set up. Let's just keep chipping away at this. And you know what, we're going to need that arm to slowly come back as well. So we'll have it at the bottom for a little bit, and then I'm just going to take that first keyframe and have it sort of return for like the 2-second mark. So I'm just going to paste it back in. And we're going to need to do the same for this one too. Cool. Okay. Let's have him lean back. Next, let's work on like the torso a little bit. So at the start, again, we're just going to do a bit of rotation. So as he's going, let's add a bit of lean back to him. So he's sort of going, leaning, leaning, leaning. Find the part just before the action starts. And so it starts here, and we're just going to go about a frame or two after. Sort of like a bit of follow through. So like the arm is actually going to drag the body. So it's going to feel like the body's on almost a touch of delay, but it should make it a bit more expressive. Ooh, we don't want to go that far. What do we think? About 12. Let's see how that feels. And this is going to spring back a lot faster to that starting point. Give it more of a snap. Cool, that's quite nice. Awesome, so it's coming along. The legs will take a bit of tweaking, but we'll come to those. Let's do the other arm first, so working like top down. So we've got left arm up. And this is going to be used to balance the throw. So just hit R again, turn on keyframing, and as it's going back, this is slowly just going to come up a touch to sort of create that balance. Then as he throws it, that arm so wants to snap forward. And if you're never really sure, like, you know what to do, you should kind of always be working with a bit of reference. But I'm not working with reference here. But it's alright, it's sort of cartoony. I'm just going to take that first one again and bring that back. Like I said, this is sort of just going to control the power of it. No, this happens way too fast. So go forward. As he hits forward, the arm sort of flings back. Maybe we don't want it to go all the way back. Let's actually just sort of stop it there, and then sort of have it sort of fling around a little bit here before it comes back. It's not very smooth actually. I'm just going to right click it and turn on Easy Ease, see how that works for that first frame. I don't love it. I don't love it. You know, let's try just without one, and maybe just put that in there. No, it feels too janky. I'm going to Control Z that, and don't know, it just doesn't feel right. We'll keep working with that. Let's see how that feels. But as a throw, it's okay. We can tweak the timings. We can worry about things as we go in. And I'm just going to Control C and grab that one now while I'm here. So as we're going up again, rotate the arm, give it a bit of balance. Ooh, I seem to put the anchor point in a bad position there, and we'll have to position keyframe. Positional move this as well a touch. So I'm just going to zoom in and use my arrow keys to sort of reposition that. Oops. Yeah, that's okay. So that hand's quite subtly, barely even notice it with the speed it actually goes, but hey, what you're going to do, it's there. Cool. Alright, so I've got our two hands there. Let's add up the papers next. So these are our throwing papers. I'm just actually going to reposition these as well a bit. Maybe add a bit touch of rotation. Not much, these are still going to rotate more as we go in, but so we have them there, and as we lean back, these are still going to rotate, like the hands sort of rotating them a bit. And now's a good time to drag these behind the torso. So we rotate, we pull these back. And as we're throwing it down, let's add that rotation down. And then about this point here-ish will probably be the part where a character will let go. So as we flick and these rotate down, we're just going to shorten this bar, essentially killing it off from that frame. And then our other papers can appear. So let's go through and let's actually just do the other papers while we're at it. Here they are, thrown papers. And in the same way that we shorten the ones, I'm going to shorten these from the left, so these essentially only appear at that moment. And let's put these in place. So as we go, and then this will basically just have it sort of positional move off. Like that. Maybe we'll bring these a bit closer. You know what, let's do some, these will actually just probably be a separate animation actually, which will play in our game separately. But we'll do a bit of like 3D rotation on that to sort of get these looking quite nice. Somewhere in a mix on a X and Z maybe. So you know what, I'm actually just going to hide this layer for now. So it sort of throws it, and that's when our projectile will spawn just in front of our character. Alright, where do we get to? So we're to face. Do we need to do anything to the face? I don't think we do. Mouth. We've only got one mouth, probably could have made it a couple, but sure, let's do a bit of scale to our mouth. So I'm just going to press S for scale. I'm going to unlock this, which means I can work separately on this part. And sure, we'll sort of start it in the open part. And it'll take like a little grasp for air. And then shut that mouth a little bit as he's leaning back. And then as he gets to the top. About here, let's just add a new keyframe. And have it snap open. Pew. Almost like he's crying out. And it doesn't matter if it's a bit exaggerated, it is sort of cartoony. Cool, and that'll do for his mouth. Maybe we'll just, oops, give these a second more. There we go, this is mouth sorted. What we got next? We got some legs and some eyebrows. Are we going to do anything with the eyebrows? Probably not. Should have made these 2 eyebrows. But hey ho, since we've not got 2 eyebrows, let's just do some positional movement. So as he's going forward, he's going to sort of clench those eyebrows down a bit. And then as he throws them, pop. Let's pop those eyebrows up. We're just going to shoot them up. I'm just going to give him a touch of bit of wobble as well. Is this sort of coming down? Put them back up again. And let's just get that first keyframe and put that back in place. I'm just going to alt click and drag you guys a bit closer. Alright, eyebrows looking okay. And then just some legs to sort out. And then that's our first animation complete. Right, so let's start with the right leg. Wait, did I not do this anchor point? Oh, I did. So as we're leaning back, what I'm going to do is I'm sort of going to lift that leg up as well. And just to sort of make it a bit more, like it's getting a bit more weight behind it. So we're going to lift it, lift it, lift it. Actually, let's take it to about there. And then he's going to stomp that leg down. That leg's going to be like the first thing to come back down. Might have to do these kind of at the same time, actually. So as that left leg's lifting, so we can sort of keep it a bit bent until we get near the top, at which point it can become like fully extended. And then as that's coming down, really want to bring that straight down with it. So leg is up, that comes down. And we want to sort of try and keep that leg in place. Cool, and then that'll do for now, for that one. And let's just add a touch of foot as well. as that's coming up, we almost want to, we'll point that foot out as well as it's coming up. So I'm just going to place that keyframe placement just before it, as it hits the ground. We want that to sort of rotate into place. And that wants to pretty much match ground level. Cool, just the last leg to go. In fact, this leg's not really got too much going on, has it? Just like a bit of rotating back. And then as it comes forward, that's when we shift the weight back onto the front foot. So maybe this could pop for a little bit, pop off just a touch as that sort of weight switches across. And then let's bring it back. So I'll be hitting the R, let's select it, just go forward, turn on that keyframe. It's a fairly repetitive process, I suppose, but it's somewhat quite relaxing. So that foot's mostly in place now. You can see it's mostly in place. Then as that foot comes down, we're going to sort of flick it up a bit more. So that flicks up, that foot comes back down, the leg comes down. And so I'll put that back in place. So that flick doesn't look very good. Let's actually get rid of you and put you there and just add a bit of a touch more. Maybe bring you a bit closer. And then finally a bit of right foot, and we are about done. Just putting a bit on his toes actually for a sec as he leans back. Like at real-time speed, you're probably not even going to notice a lot of this. Right, let's have a look, see how it looks. It's a bit too much going on with its leg, I think. So as it goes up, and that one comes down, the leg goes round, flicks back. I think this part happens too quick. so as he comes down, so he throws, that foot comes down, that one takes the weight, this one comes back in and under, but I think it's because it's still not quite under. I think it's probably, that's more like it. Ooh, that hand needs to come above that leg. Let's just quickly get that left leg hand. We can just take that whole left arm section and just bring it above. Alright, and then skim through. Everything's looking alright, nothing's overlapping incorrectly. That hand needs to flick down. And I think we're about good. So let's just do that hand. So as that hand's coming down, so it's our right hand. Oh, we missed this one altogether. So as it goes up, I mean this, we'll just do it from about there. That really should sort of flick down. And then the hand comes up. And we'll just have it peek round. Hello. Like that. Alright. There we go. That is our attack animation created. Let's just going to select all, shrink them all down. Where's the last frame? Last frame is actually about 2 seconds, isn't it? So let's hit Control K and change it to 2 seconds. And that way, this one is now done. And when we come to edit it, we can export it. So I'm not going to do that now, but in case you only watch this video, we just change it to a PNG sequence. And we'll export it as a PNG sequence. Make sure you've got RGB and alpha. And that'll give us all our colours. Choose where you want to save it. Create a folder, render it out. I don't know if I'll probably use this. I know there is a tool to make a sprite sheet, which I'll probably do a video on as well later on, which might be more useful. But for our character, we've got this. Actually, I might end up shrinking the resolution as well to 540 because as a sprite sheet sequence, that's going to be huge. So we'll probably shrink the image as well down to 540. But we'll do some final tweaks when we actually start using the game. That's when we'll get a better idea about how this will work. But next we need to make some more animations like a running, jumping, dying, you know, just various amount of different animations. So see you for the next video.